our problems on Friday and await their ascension into nowhere early Sunday morning. It's not a fixture that solicits your unwanted excess or whose sole purpose is to be used for public holding and storing. The cross is not something to hide behind when one feels inadequate or unworthy of the gifts that God has placed within. So I will never hide behind the cross or use it as a nailing post for my perceived acts of sin. And it's not a convenient location to stash our burdens and hope that we'll never have to deal with them again. It's so much more than a dumping ground or platinum jewelry trend. Christ died a revolutionary, a redeemer of justice, offering salvation to those on the edge. His death and resurrection not ordinary, but an offering of it instead. So instead of skipping ahead to when Christ hung on the cross with his arms stretched wide, let us not forget that he in fact had to carry the cross before he was crucified. You see, he had to march through the city while carrying the cross, bringing attention to what he'd done. Those acts that make others believe that he truly was the Messiah, the Anointed One. He healed, touched, and spoke to the ones whom others had ignored and overlooked. The deaf, the blind, the lame, the liar, and the crook. So to truly be Christ-like, we can't treat the cross like a marker or historical site, but as a reminder to carry the burdens of political injustice as a visual demonstration of the fight. And so we stand boldly in front of the cross, proclaiming the good news that it doesn't have to be like this. A land where sexism, racism, and casteism undoubtedly exist. So we carry the cross for those whose lives were taken at the hands of violent racists, for those whose parents lost their babies and never received justice in court cases. We resurrect our fists and stand in solidarity with our marginalized sisters and brothers, for those who are categorized and undeservingly treated as other. We march for those who've had to bury their daughters and sons. We vote for those who've been victimized by trafficking, bullying, and guns. We carry the cross in an effort to mend broken systems and to offer alternatives to oppression, degradation, and schisms. We carry the cross in honor of those who've been mistreated and abused, and we stand with those who've given up and feel there's nothing left to lose. And for those who suffered in silence and never made a sound, we remember the cross as a call to action and not as a dumping ground.